Green Rider by Kristen Britton. So, I recently reread this. I read it the first time about 10 years ago, I guess. I also read the second book in the series, which is First Raiders Call. Now it's up to like 6 books. And I haven't read any of the newer ones. And so recently I was looking through my books and I remembered how much I liked this. So I went out and I bought the next 2 books in the series and then decided to reread the entire thing. And it's different than what I remember, but I still liked it. It did have its drawbacks. One of the things is the way the characters talk in the series is a little weird, but I think that's mostly because times have changed. Writing nowadays is a lot, generally. The language is so much more focused on than in other things. I mean, characters do sound different, but not in the same way that other epic fantasy is. Like, you don't have the same thing like in Wheel of Time, where the characters all are very distinct. There is some blending here when it comes to the language that people decide to use. That being said, I still would highly recommend this book. It's about a girl, named Kerrigan Galadian, who runs away from college before she can be suspended or expelled. And then she meets a Green Rider on the road, and he's dying, and then she takes up his letter and delivers it to the king. The Green Riders are the king's personal messengers, and they all have magic powers. So she pretty soon develops a magical ability because of a magic brooch that she takes from the dead guy. She also takes a sword and his horse, which I like the horse. The horse is pretty awesome. He's a very interesting character too. But I really like the series, and I'm hoping that since the last book came out in 2017, that it's like kept up well, like it's changed enough throughout the years that it will be a lot more like modern science fiction and fantasy in that regard, to the distinction between the way the characters talk. It's a very simple story. I mean, it's just your standard, like, quest, getting from point A to point B. And then there's a big fight at the end. So in that regard, it's not really unusual. Now, it does have elves in it. They're called the Elation, I think. Elysian, maybe. And they're elves. And basically the same exact thing. They're elves. They're not the exact same as J.R. Tolkien's elves, but they're elves. They do have also, in the series, there is the big bad guy, which is Mornhaven the Black, who is stuck behind some magical walls in a forest. And we all know where it's going. We all know where this series is going, so. Now, the magic system in it, I really, really like. It kind of reminds me of Power Rangers, except for all the Green Ranger. So, the messengers all get a magical brooch that gives them one distinct magical ability. And it's all different. So, like, one character can tell if people are lying, one character can fade away and become invisible, the other one can start fires. There's 2 of them that have, like, joint telepathy. Or, yeah, telepathy. So, that's neat. Like, the one ability thing. Because you see a lot of people that have magic where they have more, but it's actually really just one distinct ability. And I really like the lying one. And they all come with drawbacks. And it's not just like, oh, I feel tired. But most of the time it is. Most of the time, the drawbacks are not you never actually worry that anything bad's gonna happen because of them. It's like, oh no, like with magic systems, like, it drains me and makes me tired. But they always have that extra reserve to keep on going and pull through. For once, I would like there to be like, oh, I feel tired, but like, the magic system leaves permanent damage. Like, if you push yourself too far, you lose the feeling in your arms or something, or there's permanent damage. I'm gonna keep that in mind next time I'm writing a different type of magic system. But I really do like it. It's fun. There's only like a few things in it that really make me like, no. And that's, like, there's really only, so there's two things. There's one, when she's saved by the elves, which happens pretty early on in the book. So it's kind of a spoiler, but not really, because you won't know when it's coming. But she's saved by the elves, and that's just kind of like, I'm not an elf fan. I kind of hate them. They're so boring, generally. They're just, I fucking hate them. I hate elves. No one's done them really original after J.R.R. Tolkien. Luckily, there's no dwarves. But, so she's saved by them. It comes out of, like, left field, but whatever. And then her delays, I mean, of course, it's a book, it's a fantasy book. So she's going to deliver this letter. Lots of shit happens that caught her off guard. But I can't even remember. There's like one part where it just seems like too much delay, that it's becoming too repetitive. But from what I remember of the second book, that's only a problem in the first one, though stay tuned to find out when I redo that one. So overall, really good book. More people should talk about it. That was my headphones falling. And no one really does. So expect to see the Writers for Skull coming up eventually. But yeah, Green Rider by Kristen Brennan. Highly recommend it. Okay, thank you very much. You guys have a great day.